Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. We're really excited to speak to you about what we're doing at PureWeb with some enterprise use cases in the pixel streaming and XR space. So right now that's our business focus here at PureWeb. So I'm a director of sales, work with a number of clientele across the globe, and Kevin's our head of R&D. So we're going to be walking you through the platform a little bit and how we bring XR streaming to life. So I'll pass it over to Kevin to start things off.
Hi there. Yeah, it's Kevin Viggers. Oh, there we are. I'm just going to move the slides with that. Yeah, as Dave said, we're going to talk about who we are a bit and then dive into what we mean by multimodal immersive experiences. Yeah, at PureWeb, we really think of a future that involves people being able to move in and out of immersive experiences in a very seamless way, regardless of what device they're on, where they are in the world. And in order for us to sort of embody that vision, we've created PureWeb Reality. Now, PureWeb Reality is a platform that is global in its reach, and it allows people to connect to immersive experiences wherever they happen to be in the world. So it's based on remote streaming. I think most of the people in the room probably know what remote streaming is, but I'll dive into it a little bit. Really comes down to taking advantage of a spectrum of compute. You've got people who are wearing headsets that tend to be lower powered. Maybe they're using an iPad or a laptop where the browser is at play, but ultimately they're using devices that are maybe not capable of running the immersive experiences that people want to deliver today. And then on the other end of the extreme, you've got cloud or on-premise resources with rich GPU power, memory, storage, everything that you need to pull together a complex immersive experience. And so tying those together with remote streaming allows you to achieve a few things that you can't do on the device alone. Prominently is security. You can think of, you can think of security in a couple different ways, but I mean, when you have all that data that's sensitive and it's in the cloud, you've reduced the surface in which people can gain access to it and attack it. PureWeb Reality is a SOC 2 platform. We're compliant for about a year now. The other sorts of benefits of remote streaming for the purposes of this talk is that you really can gain a rich experience on a lightweight device. Yeah, so when we talk about multimodal experiences, we're talking about really combining the capabilities of remote streaming in multiple different perspectives. I mean, PureWeb Reality has supported pixel streaming with Unreal and Unity for a long time now. And now, more recently announced at GTC, we brought NVIDIA's CloudXR to play in the platform as another protocol. And using these protocols together has given our customers greater reach. They can hit more and more users around the world with experiences that are suitable to the people and the devices that they're using. And so I'll just talk a little bit about how PureWeb Reality works. So we've got three sort of spheres of concepts here that PureWeb focuses on. I'm going to start on the right here, and this is around the devices and the end user. So on the devices, you've got end users who are willing to use your experience, and we want to make it as seamless as possible for them to do so. So we're talking about single-click, zero install experiences for those end users. All they have to do is go to a link if it's in the browser, or use a thin client experience if they're in the headset, and immediately they're connecting to an instance somewhere close to them with good latency properties and jumping straight into the experience. Now, if we go on to the right, or sorry, the left, as the content creator, you're interacting with Pure Web Reality in a different way. You are building your content for high-powered machines, typically Windows-based builds that are uploaded into the platform, just zipped up, uploaded into a web interface through the Pure Web console, and those are immediately distributed around the world to our virtualization providers and made available to those end users. And so in between, we've got the actual platform. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that makes all this work. We're really focused on the orchestration of the resources that need to come to bear to deliver those experiences just in time. Dave?
Yeah, so next slide we have here is essentially a coverage map. So today we use about 28 data centers across the globe to ensure that everyone can get a seamless, fluid experience on the platform. It's all routed via latency routing, of course, so we need to be low latency, high fidelity, and so as the previous slide stated, we partner with AWS and CoreWeave to achieve this, and we use their high-end GPUs, the A6000s or A10G Tensor cores to ensure that the full bells and whistles of Unreal Engine or Unity can be utilized and streamed out to any phone, tablet, laptop, or headset. And that's kind of our ambition and goal. And so I'm going to just speak to a few use cases and walk through now that and some examples. So, I mean, the first predominant use case and probably the most popular on the platform is architectural visualization. So we have a number of customers who need a small amount of consumption, but they need availability for key stakeholders across the globe. So they're looking to get access to these renderings of maybe large builds. Examples would be maybe local councils looking for approval for a bridge to be built in a city, or engineering review, stakeholder review for a skyscraper being built in a city. And then at a more kind of consumer-facing experience would be a configurator for a home, or a pre-build of maybe an apartment. And this gives the capacity for the architect or the builder to show things in photorealism before it's even built, and even configure for said project to maybe install new marble or something and upsell the end customer. The next piece, education training simulation, is something we're seeing a lot of drive in from enterprises, and predominantly looking for the CloudXR solution to onboard their staff efficiently and effectively in photorealism, and to give them a more powerful immersive experience when they're training and taking staff through that onboarding journey. Next up, digital twins has been a kind of slow grower that we've seen on the platform. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we are providing the final render and visualization of these digital twins. The key component for our platform that we need to facilitate is allowing for IoT data or information to flow in. So we facilitate third-party servers or information pushing into the server, and then also we can actually push information across the browser into said experiences as well. So what I should say is we're open and available for information, and that's what we kind of find the predominant need in that use case. And it's a slow maturing one. I mean, what we've seen success-wise mainly been oil and gas space, but it's certainly one where I think everyone's putting out their feelers and trying to figure out how to really get value from digital twins. So that's probably a little bit of a quiet, slow-growing use case. The next one where we see a lot more success is configurators, sales tools. So I already mentioned one for the real estate use case. A big one, of course, is automotive. And that's obviously a vertical that really appreciates photorealism. They want to show the car in its best beauty. And so we've been lucky enough to work with a large number of OEMs to essentially deliver some of these experiences. And utilize the game engines like Unreal and Unity, where they can have thousands of permutations, and the level of customization can be top tier. And then finally, in more the consumer goods space, we've had some interesting projects with Diesel and Puma and other large fashion brands over the last couple of years. And they've been almost virtual worlds or game experiences being streamed out to iPhones and tablets, Unreal Engine 5.3, to give people a more unique branded experience. It's a bit more special, a bit more memorable. And so now I'm going to just jump into two actual different use cases with a bit more information and data. So first off, we had a very interesting project that we've been working on with Nautique, a boat builder here in the USA, who stream out to numerous global markets. So they primarily sell in the States, but they also sell out in Europe, Australia, and Japan. And so the challenge that their CEO had for us was to deliver a HD real-time configurator on any device. And so Red Rocket came to us as the content provider. And I should note, PureWeb, we don't produce any content. We partner with studios who do produce the content. We are simply focused on cloud orchestration and delivering access to these experiences. And so with that being said, that CEO, his primary goal was to hit quality and ensure there was scale, to ensure that everyone could get into the experience and have a high-quality experience that would help them generate more leads and ultimately more sales. On top of that, being a secure environment and SOC 2 compliance was also essential because these designs of these boats are obviously highly confidential. And of course, I've already touched on the access side. So what we found then as a solution was building out a scaling dedicated infrastructure across the globe. So servers in Australia, Japan, North America, and Europe that would turn on and turn off throughout the day. And our platform, because we stream headless in the cloud, we're able to get 5 concurrent users per A10G GPU on AWS. So this really unlocks cost effectiveness for this use case, and it's something that we really feel is essential. With high-end servers, you're actually able to stream out multiple iterations of the Unreal Engine build to multiple devices, and that really allows for this use case to exist today because we all know cloud servers are expensive. On top of that, if the scale surpasses that dedicated infrastructure, what we actually do is support it with our global on-demand server pools. So we have 8 regions currently that are available, they're hot, ready to go, and when someone clicks into an experience, we move that game experience onto one of those on-demand pools. And so this has facilitated, the impact here is we've had over the last year 235,000 customized boats built, over 2.1 million minutes streamed, and an average engagement of 9 minutes for these configurators, which is pretty fantastic work by the Red Rocket team for building such engaging content. So jumping to now, we have a little quick video, just a little snippet video. It should play now when I hit next here. Great. And essentially, this is already a little bit configured. You can see here, but you can shift the environment to night mode, day mode, or studio mode. And then you've got hundreds of different configurations that you can do to said boat. And once this configuration is then complete, it's rather fantastic. A PDF is printed for the customer and produced, and then it's also sent to the closest dealership. So they have a hot lead with a customized build that they know is right for that customer, and then they can essentially pursue it should that make sense. And you know, as Kevin's really getting at here, we're pushing towards XR. So now what the Red Rocket team have been pushing and developing is a headset solution and a configurator there. So the next video I have here lined up, which should play with the next click, hopefully. There we go. We've been essentially streaming this to the headset now, and the goal is to get this into dealerships and help facilitate, you know, more immersive, again, customization, getting into the boat, seeing the textures, and seeing what's possible in Unreal Engine and Unity. Again, this is just a quick little snippet here, but all that can be customized and built out in this configurator. Fantastic. And so we'll be around for questions after this if anyone has any curiosity from anything we're discussing here today. The next use case I'm going to jump to is one we did with Ford and Imagination. So as I've kind of touched on, the automotive space is very competitive. People are pursuing photorealism and essentially having products looking the best as possible on their websites to try to differentiate themselves. Imagination came to us looking to create a unique marketing experience and, you know, distribute it across the globe. So the priority there was doing something unique, pushing technological boundaries, and delivering immersion and photorealism to the highest degree possible. So again, I have a little snippet here. This was a short-term marketing campaign for the pre-launch of the Electric Explorer, I should add, which is now launched and available in Europe. So I've kind of touched on part of the solution they focused on as well. So with the A10G Tensor Core and also the A6000s that we utilize, we can get high-quality photorealistic textures, and we can also dynamically resize with our SDK for any device that's accessing it. So what we found was the impact for them was over 40,000 test drives on launch day with Ford, which was quite fantastic metrics. And then in that short-term campaign, we also had 1.6 million minutes streamed and multiple technology awards and marketing awards for the Ford and Imagination team. So next up, I have just a little clip of the virtual test drive. You're actually going to see here, there's a few different options. There's a drone mode, a cinematic mode, and a hop in the car mode. This little clip we took from a sizzle reel. It's not showing the full scale and scope of it, but essentially you could jump into the car, you could play music, you could click into different assets, and it would showcase them. And there was 3 different options to drive through 3 different kind of geographies, if you will. And now what they're pushing for and expanding to is, again, stepping towards the headset. And so Ford Imagination have been working on essentially getting configuration and allowing customers to jump in and design their own car in the headset from home or wherever they're based in the world, again, using CloudXR. So now I'm just going to pass it over to Kevin, just a little bit to speak to where we're going and what we're doing, and then we'll be around after for some questions then.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. As I said at the beginning, I mean, we really see a future where regardless of the device, regardless of where you are in the world, you can just step in and step out of immersive experiences comfortably without any kind of friction. And so to look at how we're evolving our platform to achieve that, I mean, we are working with partners to support additional headsets. Today, our CloudXR capability is based off of Quest devices, but as many of you know in the room, NVIDIA CloudXR supports multiple devices, and we're actually looking at other streaming protocols as well. I mean, we don't view ourselves as any locked into any one protocol. We are protocol agnostic as a company. We are always looking to expand out to additional protocols on our platform. And to extend that even further, I mean, we're currently on AWS and CoreWeave. Broadening that out to other clouds and other regions is always top of mind on our roadmap, including on-premise and bring your own infrastructure.
Great. Well, thanks, Kevin. So we're available for Q&A. If anyone wants to do a hot mic, feel free to do a question now, or if you prefer, you can just come up to us. It'll be about 7 minutes. So if anyone has a question, you can grab the mic, or we can...
I've got a mic here. If anyone has a question, just raise your hand.
One in the back there.
For the CloudXR, is it just the user gets a link on their Quest browser and it loads in, or how does that experience look for the user?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I mean, when it comes to CloudXR today, there is a thin client that is loaded onto the device. It's a very minimal client that we provide, and we provide an SDK for customization of that client. That's just how NVIDIA CloudXR is designed today. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We'll be here for the next 5 minutes. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.